Hey Flosstube, it's Carson Kite, also known as Ladytoothdoc, here for episode 2 of Flosstube. Thank you for joining my channel, and to everyone who has subscribed to my channel, who has left me a comment, who sent me a private message, given me a shout out. Thank you so much. I feel like I have gained hundreds of friends in just a week's period of time, and it's just amazing. It's amazing to be able to share something that you're passionate about with others who have the same passion, the same level of desire for camaraderie and a place to come that's safe. And, you know, we all deal with the same things every day. So thank you, and thank you for welcoming me into the Flosstube community, and I look forward to, getting to know many, many more of you Flosstubers. Happy fall, y'all! Let me invite you to share my favorite treat for the fall, Autumn Mix. My sweet husband came home with this bag the other night. He knows I love some candy corn. So, as long as I brush afterwards, we're good to go. Okay, so let me talk to you a little bit about shout-outs. My very first experience with Flosstube, as I told you in my first video, was just by happenstance. I was on YouTube one night and came across Ginger Gerald's Flosstube video, and I was just mesmerized watching him, talk about his craft. And he starts talking about shout-outs, and I'm like, what in the world is he talking about, shout-out? And that was the first time I'd ever heard of the Twisted Stitcher, Miss Vanna Pfeiffer. And so I, finished with his Flosstube video, and I went in search of Vanna. Just exactly the same thing happened when I watched her video. She gives a shout out. And so that's kind of how, as a newbie, I was able to find other Flosstubers. So I feel like it's important for me to reciprocate. I want to shout out some newbies, and I want to shout out some other seasoned Flosstubers that you may not have heard of. So first of all, let me talk to you about 2 new Flosstubers that whose video I have happened to see recently, this past week actually. And the first one is Magnolia Nana. This is a delightful lady who I believe works in a library, but she just has some beautiful work to share, and she's got more than one video, so go check out Magnolia Nana. That name just kind of struck a chord with me because I'm a Nana, and being a Southern Belle, I love magnolias, so Magnolia Nana, she and I just had something in common right off the bat. The second one is the CrossStitch Counselor. Wow, I enjoyed her first video, and Lord knows I can use some mental health advice. So she is going to be giving counseling advice or a counseling tip on each one of her Flosstube videos. So I encourage you to check her out, because she might be able to help us in more ways than just with CrossStitch. So welcome to Flosstube, ladies. Couple of seasoned Flosstubers that I enjoy. The first one is Stitching Jules. I don't know if you've ever watched her. She's got lots of videos, obviously has been on Flosstube for a long time. She has some of the most amazing architectural cross-stitch projects. It's just amazing. And her whips are these large, involved, projects. So go check her out. She and her husband are beekeepers, and they recently got their honey produced, and she has shared some video about how they came across how they made their honey. So go check out Stitching Jules. She's got a beautiful smile, so just go watch her. I love it. There are 3 specific people I want to thank. And this is a shout out, but it's more of a thank you shout out. First is Red Poppy Crafts. Thank you so much for sharing my first video clip on Instagram. That was great. Almost immediately I started getting more subscribers and more Instagram friends. And you know, trust me when I tell you, I'm not doing this for that. I'm not trying to get a certain number of subscribers. I think that's fun, but you know, I'm just here because this is for me. This is for me to share with you. And if I have 5 subscribers or if I have 5,000, I'm happy. So, but thank you for sharing. And if you enjoy my video, I appreciate you sharing it. The Real Housewives of CrossStitch, Priscilla and Chelsea, what a great shout out on your last update. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. You ladies, you keep us shopping. That's all I got to say about that. And Stitcher Carrie. Also known as Caroline T on Instagram. And she was just so kind, sent me a private message letting me know about the Georgia Stitchers group. And I just want to tell you that she gave me an open invitation to an event that they've got going on right now in Roswell, Georgia. It is, let me read it to you so I give you the correct information. It is the Magnolia Samplers Guild's 12th biennial exhibit. It's being held at Bullock Hall in Roswell, Georgia. Currently going on. It started on September 22nd. It ends on the 30th. And they are featuring reproduction samplers, antique needle point tools. It just sounds great, and I would love to go. So just want to let you know, check that out. Check her Instagram. If you go to her Instagram page, I believe she has a picture of that invitation. Okay, let's talk stitching. I have come up with the top 6 signs that you are a cross-stitch addict. Number 1, you have a specialty floss shopping list disguised as a grocery list. Baby spinach, carrots, dried thyme, roasted marshmallow, portobello, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, orange marmalade, and my favorite, caramel corn. So, ladies, get on the bandwagon. Number 2, your spouse hears you speaking in secret Stitchers code. WHIP, LNS, FFO, SAL, frog, and our latest code, courtesy of Mischievous Stitcher's son, the FFF. Number 3, you're excited as you tell your spouse or your partner about your new Flosstube or Stitcher friends, but you only know them by their Stitcher code names. Stitcherista, Night Owl Stitcher, Twisted Stitcher, Kindred Stitcher, Bearded Stitcher, Primitive Stitcher, and my personal favorite, the Itty Bitty Stitchy Tiffany. Oh, wrong. Itty Bitty Itty Bitty Stitchy Brittany. Almost messed it up, girls. Okay. Number 4. When you consider thread heaven, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Number 5. When you find yourself using terms such as railroading, cross-country, tweeting, parking, in hopes that your spouse will not realize that you're talking about stitching. And finally, number 6, you would finally admit you've got a problem when you find yourself watching the CrossStitch counselor's video over and over and over. All right. Okay, I'm crazy, bored. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Okay, whips. Okay, I've got a few whips going on. First one is the project, 4-piece project, Hands On Designs, Dream of the Sea. And I have finished the wreath. Put this back there so you can see it. The wreath. And this is going to be the spool cover. Okay. I do these in the car when I'm waiting on my son to get out of dance or art. They're small projects. I can do them stitch in hand. You know, I have never tried to stitch in hand. As long as I've been cross-stitching, I have either used a hoop or the Q-snap or frame, whatever. Never even thought about using stitching in hand until Priscilla and Chelsea. And I thought, you know, why not? On these little projects. And, you know, I have, being a dentist and being in dentistry for so many years, I do suffer a little bit with some carpal tunnel issues on occasion. So sometimes I have a hard time with the Q-snap. And sometimes I have a hard time with any of it. But that stitching in hand seems to really work good for me. I couldn't do it with big projects, but for just the small projects, if you've not tried it, I mean, give it a try. You know, all I can say about that. The other whip that I have going on is Plum Street Samplers Babushka's Blossoms. And I'll show you my progress so far. And make sure you can see all of it. This little booger, Lord. I have never had so much problem with a cross-stitch pattern. I've had to rip out almost every item on that pattern. I started out, I think, doing the moon, and you know, I found my center, and I think that was the closest thing to the center. Well, I started stitching around that. Well, I don't know where the heck I got off. But by the time I got the pumpkin, which is the largest part on the whole pattern, I realized that everything else was screwed up. So I ended up having to rip everything out of that. And then when I got ready to do her here, when I got ready to do her little kerchief or whatever, I had to rip that thing out 3 times. I don't know whether it was too late and I was just tired or what. But I still, if you can tell, the moon is where I started. There's my center line. I can see it from behind. I started there. This thing got me off, and I'm going to have to rip it out now. Everything else I've already ripped out and moved. The moon is the only thing I've got left to rip out. So, anyway, I should be through with this pretty soon. That filling the pumpkin in is what's going to take so long. My other whip, you know, I've been working on this for a long time. As I told you, I started this over the summer with plans on giving it to my mom for her birthday in August. And this thing has taken me much longer than I anticipated. So here's the outside. And it's Crosswing Collection, the Great Blue Heron, number 34. Gorgeous. So here's my project. I'm going to have to get up and pull back to show you. He is big. But I'm still finishing him up. And I'll just kind of show you from head. Now this is where I'm working. I'm still down. I finished my lily pads. I've got to fill in the center water. And then he has a gorgeous dragonfly off to the side, which I have yet to finish. But check out this eye. Oh my gosh, isn't he gorgeous? It's so funny, as I've been stitching this project, my husband and I both keep looking at each other going, I think I know where that would really look good in our house. So, you know, I've got to hurry up and finish this thing and get it framed to give it to my mother before we end up confiscating it for ourselves. But anyway, I had to take a break from that. I had stitched that every day, trying just feverishly to get it finished. And when I realized I was not going to get it finished by her birthday, I thought, well, I'll get it finished. Her birthday was August 8th, and mine's August 26th. So I said, well, I'll finish it by my birthday. Well, that didn't happen. Then I knew I had time off at Labor Day, and I thought, well, I'll finish it for Labor Day. Didn't happen. So I had to put that little booger down, and I've just picked up some of these little quick, you know, seasonal projects, and I'm ready to get back on it and finish it. And I've got one other project, another whip that I won't show you now because it's a gift that I have started stitching back at Christmas time for, at that time my granddaughter had not been born. She was due, I think, in February. And my, I had started stitching, and I was crazy stitching this project for her, and put it down, waiting on her to be born because I was going to add her name and birth date and that kind of thing. And I got bogged down in the back stitch. So I put it down, and I haven't picked it back up. She's almost 6 months old, so time for me to finish that up for her. And I definitely will have that framed and ready for her, you know, at least by Christmas time. Okay, finishes. I really only have one finish, and it's the Country Spirits Collection Broom Riders I showed you last time. I did this in honor of my 3 beautiful kitties. And here, I'll put this behind it so you can see it. Here it is. And I actually took a little creative license and added a little, here on this end, a little bow for my girl Coco. I have 2 beautiful males and 1 beautiful female chocolate seal point Siamese. Ike, someone asked me about my kitty, so I'll go ahead and tell you that now. Ike is 4 years old, and he was rescued from our local shelter. He was being fostered by someone, and I took him before he went back into the actual shelter to be adopted. And then my 3-year-old twin Siamese kitties I rescued from Valdosta, Georgia. I went online searching for some Siamese kitties. I couldn't find any in the shelters. And I looked at all the shelters, as you know, and had gone online looking for one in the shelters. And this particular person popped up, and it really wasn't, it's more like a kitten meal, I think. But she had a new litter, and there were like 6 kitties, and there was a runt, which was my Coco, and I wanted her, and then there was a male, and I had no intention of trying to, you know, breed or anything like that, but I already had a male, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to have a female. I drive to Valdosta, which I think it was like 5 or 6 hour drive. It was crazy. It's all back road. Meet this woman in the parking lot. She wouldn't even let me come to her home or her place of where she kept the kittens. And I was sick to my stomach when I got those kitties. She brought 2 kitties. She brought a male and Coco, the female that I wanted. And they were in such terrible shape. They were adorable, but they were so covered in fleas. They had not been taken care of. They were just, oh my gosh. I was so angry. And I looked at her and I said, I'm going to take both of these kitties and we're going to call this a day. Because she was not taking that kitty back. I mean, crazy. Anyway. Makes me mad thinking about it. All right, finishes. Okay, what my plans are coming up. Soon and very soon, I'm going to turn my focus towards getting my Christmas ornaments and Christmas things done. I have the hands-on design 12-day project from the whole 12 series, and I've got everything ready waiting on it. And I am having some custom fabric dyed by X Jewel, and I'm waiting on it. It should be here any day. I'm so excited about that. And as soon as it gets here, I'll share with you that, and I'll get started on that. And I went through all my Christmas ornament catalogs again, and magazines and design, and patterns, and I've got more than 10, but I'm going to pick the top 10, and that's my goal. I try to do 10, and if I have time to do more, I will, but I can promise you I'm not, because doing the 12-day series is going to probably take most of my time. Haul. When I first started planning this Flosstube Part 2 edition, I'm thinking, man, I don't have any haul this week. I ordered that fabric. It's not here. I did go on Etsy and I ordered 3 project bags that are not here yet, so I can't share those with you. I did go online and I ordered from the Yarn Tree some projects that I can't wait to share with you, and I'll just wait until they get here to tell you about them. And I did have a momentary panic when I learned that Thread Heaven was going to no longer be. So I thought to myself, what would be a lifetime supply? I know I'm not the only one that thought that. I know I'm not. Well, I came up with 4. I don't know why. So I ordered 4 from my friends at Down Sunshine Lane. And then I heard someone talking about, well, there's something else, Thread Magic, that is basically the same thing. So I went in search of Thread Magic because it's time to figure out, are they the same? For those of you that don't use Thread Heaven, Thread Heaven is basically a wax-free thread, I don't even really know, thread conditioner. And what you do is you just take your thread and you just drag it through this little pot of not wax. I don't know what it is if they don't call it wax. But anyway, it's supposed to prevent your floss from tearing and help it go through the fabric easier without getting caught. And I can tell you right now, I would not even think about using Krennic without Thread Heaven. I mean, really, I would have a panic attack. And I've never really used it on a regular basis for anything other than that until I started watching Vanna's tutorials. And, when I started trying to really make my craft a little bit better, improve my thread tension and the way my thread lie, because I usually cross stitch 2 over 2. I'm graduating, slowly. I'm still on Ada, so, I'm trying. But anyway, she uses Thread Heaven basically on everything. So I've tried that. And I do go back and forth, and I find that you know, a lot of times my threads do lie a lot better when I use Thread Heaven. So anyway, Thread Heaven, for those of you, there's probably still time for you to find Thread Heaven out there somewhere. Down Sunshine Lane, get in touch with Amy and see if they still have some. This is Thread Magic that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. This was the last one on the counter, so apparently somebody else freaked out like me. It comes in a round pot. Thread Heaven's a little cube, little tiny cube, and Thread Magic's just in a little pot. And if you look at them, they look exactly the same. They're both clear. The consistency is the same. I have not tried Thread Magic, but I'm going to, and I'll give you my report, you know, on a future edition. But I just wanted, for those of you who, you know, who may be interested in just having this in your on hand, you may never think you want to use it until you try to use Krennic or one of those metallic flosses. So there. Okay. I thought that was the only haul I had. And I was looking through my stash and I found a hidden bag of haul. Now, I don't know how many of you have ever hidden a bag of haul. I don't have to hide haul. I work. I buy my stuff myself. I don't know why. I don't think I hid it. I would remember if I hid it. I didn't hide this. Well, maybe I did hide it. I don't know. Maybe I hid it for myself so I wouldn't realize what I had done. This was a trip that I took a while back to my LNS, which is in Lexington, South Carolina, and the Needler. And I just found this big bag, and I thought, what the heck is in here? And there was a small bag inside full of fancy floss, as Chelsea calls it. And oh my God, y'all. You see that? This bag is full of beads, Mill Hill beads, and fancy floss. I had a Mill Hill kit for my grandson. I make him a Christmas ornament every year. The Just CrossStitch October issue. So this must have been this month. Ugh. I swear, y'all, I do not remember this. I will plead the fifth on that. I got Nora's Mermaid. I got Letter I, and I'll tell you why. I love that mermaid and those little seahorses. God, I can't think. I'm going to just, and I think that looks cool. It looks more like a column. God, I'm sorry about this. There you go. The glare. It looks more like a column than it does an eye. I just love that. My memory's coming back slowly. Okay. I'm hooked on this 12 Days of Christmas stuff. I did, like I said, I got the Hands-On Design 12-day series ready to go. And I ordered another 12-day, but it's all in one, and I'll have to find it. I can't even remember who did the pattern design. But I bought all 12 of Nora Corbett's 12 days. They're not in order, so I'm sorry. Well, they're kind of in order. Let me show these to you. They're gorgeous. I mean, would you expect anything less from Nora? When I saw these, I had to have them. See, my memory's my memories come back a little bit. But I swear I don't remember hiding these. I really don't. Okay, well maybe they're not. Sorry. 3 French hens. 4 calling birds. 5 gold rings. 6 geese a-laying. 7 swans a-swimming. 8 maids a-milking. 9 ladies dancing. 10 lords a-leaping. 11 pipers piping. 12 drummers drumming. And then, here are the first 2. 2 turtle doves. And a partridge in a pear tree. 12 Days of Christmas series by Nora Corbett and Mill Hill. These will not be done for this Christmas. Don't see it happening. I might try to at least get some of them done. But anyway, I truly forgot that I even bought those. I mean, it's not that I forgot I bought them. I forgot that I bought them and where I put them. And they out of sight, out of mind, I guess. That should tell you that you don't really need to buy stuff. No. So I call that head and haul. So that could be our new terminology. Inadvertently forgotten, misplaced, surprise haul, whatever you want to call it. It was a nice surprise. I was excited to find this bag full of goodies that I've totally forgotten that I bought. So, to finish my video up, it will be to announce the winner of the 2017 Just Cross Stitching Ornament Edition. And I am going to add a separate video to announce the winner because my intention was to make this announcement and record this video over the weekend. And we ended up having to go to a funeral and just things, life happened and I didn't get it done. So between Saturday and today, I've gotten several more entries. And I want to be fair. And as of right now, it's Monday, the 26th of September. It's at 4 p.m. I'm cutting it off. And I will draw the winner today. And I will announce it later today. And I will post a new video. Thank you to everyone who entered. I appreciate it. And I will, you know, on a random basis be doing some giveaways. I think that's neat. We can give to each other. So, I think that does it for me today. I hope this wasn't too long. And I hope you enjoyed my video. I will continue to enjoy yours. And wow, thank you so much again for your friendship, for joining watching my video. Have a great week. Keep on stitching and smiling. Take care.